Hi, I'm Alex Armbruster. I was the main John Carver stunt double in Thanksgiving, and you're watching Craven Something Scary. And there will be no leftovers.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, visitors, subscribers, patrons, and of course, my beloved channel members, otherwise known as my Cravenites. And speaking of Cravenites, if you look in the chat right now, and we're having a great turnout, and I want to say thank you, excuse me, to everyone who's here. Sorry for the late start tonight. It was unavoidable, but I am here, and we are going to be kicking it for a full hour. That's right, one full hour. We'll be talking Scream 7 theories and rumors and happenings and news and all that good stuff. Finally, there's something we can talk about that is not just rumor. So we're going to be talking about that for one full hour. And then after that, and for my moderators that are here, I see Jen, Mayanne, Sarah. Thank you guys for being here and moderating the chat. And if one of you wouldn't mind putting a link up and maybe posting it every every so often, because we're doing a channel swap at 10:30 Central Time, 11:30 Eastern. We are all going to migrate together. I hope you'll all come with me. We're going to all migrate over to my second channel. That's right. You may be saying, you have a second channel? I do. It's called The Movie Bros React with my good friend, Michael. We do it. We have that channel together. And so we are going to all leave here together at 10:30 in 1 hour. And guess what? We are doing a late night, Saturday night watch party of Thanksgiving, Eli Ross Thanksgiving, which all of you who've been here for any period of time, you know how much I love that movie. And it was almost my absolute number one horror movie of the year. So that's where we're heading next. So thank you, Sarah. I see Sarah's posted a link. So this is where we're heading in an hour. And believe me, I'll be reminding you throughout the next hour. But it would be so awesome if you guys would all join us to finish off your Saturday night, or at least maybe not finish it off, but for some of you, finish it off, and we'll be watching Thanksgiving. All right, now, enough Thanksgiving talk for now. I want to mention my Cravenites. And everyone that's here who is a Cravenite, it means you're a channel member. You'll notice in the chat their name is green, and they have a really cool skull logo by their name. Depending on their length of time, the color of that skull changes. Now, here's the thing. You have the opportunity, as we are streaming tonight, and I say we because I do have a guest who'll be joining here in just a little bit. You have the opportunity to become a Cravenite live in real time. And I get the opportunity to thank you and welcome you into the inner circle of the cult of Craven tonight live. And nothing makes me happier than to be able to welcome you live into the inner sanctum. So all you have to do to become a member is click the join button. It's right next to subscribe. You get all these custom emojis, and you can see them in the chat. We got everyone's enjoying the new spicy mustard emoji. I see you guys are. I just got that loaded in today, thanks to my good buddy Eric over at Bearded Entertainment. Surprised me with that. So that's just one of 15 custom emojis you have access to as a channel member. So if you join and if you click the join button, you can join. There's 5 levels. Pick the one that's best suits you, and it will not only help the channel out on a monthly basis, but you'll also get some great perks, and it's going to be a good stuff. It's going to be great stuff. You'll see. All right. Now, having said that, I want to give special attention to all my Cravenites and patrons. You also can be a patron. That's also an option. And I want to highlight all of my monthly supporters and give you guys the spotlight for a minute because you help keep this channel moving forward, gaining momentum, growing, and continuing to thrive in the community. And I appreciate each and every one of you, no matter the level you're on. You all make a difference. It all comes together cumulatively to make a huge difference. All right. So if you wouldn't mind, guys, pay attention to your screen just here for it's less than a minute. And let's acknowledge these amazing individuals that are literally supporting this channel monthly to help it continue to grow. And we are growing, guys. We're continuing to grow every day. So here we go, guys. My patrons. I'm always rocking out to that song, man. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. Seriously, your support means the world to me. Now, also, before I bring my guest on, just a reminder, as we begin discussing things in terms of Scream 7, we will certainly get to as many of your questions or comments as possible. However, with the volume that we have, folks that we have, and the very limited time we have, less than an hour, we will not be able to get to everyone. So just know that it's part of it. It's not personal. Don't worry about it. But if you do have a burning theory, question, comment that you really want to get out there and let's dig into it, you have the ability to send a super chat. And when you do that, you will automatically move to the front of the line ahead of everyone else. And we'll make sure I get that up on the screen so we can talk. Someone who's no stranger to anyone that's been here for any amount of time. If you're new to the channel, and you've not yet met this individual or seen them, you will. But I think he's usually in just about every chat. That he can be. So he's been a pillar of this community for a very long time, and he's just a good friend and a very caring guy, and he's done so much for this community, again, for a very long time. So you guys know him, you love him, and I'm happy that he could join me tonight so we can talk about this together for a little bit. Please welcome, from the Bearded Entertainment, that's right, the creator of the spicy mustard emoji that the Cravenites now have access to. Please welcome Eric from Bearded Entertainment. What's up, man?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's great, man. It's good to see you. Really, it's great to have you.
I made that right after the last stream I was on. It was your horror fiesta. And you played the spicy mustard. I'm like, man, why isn't that an emoji? Like, that feels like the perfect thing to spam. Because we spam the hot dog sometimes. We're like,
right.
I think you need something a little bit more custom. Like, craving something scary, you need something custom made just for you. And I'm like, I can do it. So I went through. I found a good clip, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna clip this out and figured out the dimensions and everything. But I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, it was perfect, man. My email, I checked my email, and I'm like, oh, look what Eric just did here. This is great. Thank you. It was a nice surprise, man. It really was.
You're very welcome. And I see Jen was like, you're trying to haunt me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. She's terrified of the spicy mustard man. I think she's more scared of him than John Carver, Ghostface, Michael, you name it. I think she's terrified, but she's a good sport. She's a good sport. The only time I don't play the spicy mustard clip is if Jen is on the panel. I was like, you know what? I won't do it to you on the panel. Otherwise,
that's respectful.
It's
That's respectful. Yeah, I like it. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I do that. Because her and I go back to way before the channel, even. So good stuff. But no, listen. And speaking of which, real quick before we get diving in here, we got a channel anniversary from yours truly, Eric, the Bearded Entertainment. I was just talking about how long you've been such a supporter of the community. 23 months, dude. Whoa, that's amazing. One more month and it's at 2 years. That's incredible, Eric. You'll hit the platinum skull next month. That is amazing. Thank you
Yeah, I
so
think
much.
it's like 1 year, 11 months, and 5 days.
Man, so yeah, about a month. Yeah, so just maybe a little bit less than a month then,
Yeah,
like around the 10th or 11th of next month.
yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Time flies. Time really flies. Feels like just the other day you messaged me. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be doing a Halloween stream. You wanna come on and talk?" I was like, "Sure."
That's right. Gosh, it all starts. There's that singularity, that origin point. It's the point of origin, right? Where everything
Yeah.
started, and it just, expands. It's incredible, man. Well, thank you for your support, Eric. Not only as a channel member, but as a friend, man. And our great conversations over these last 2 years, and both on streams, off streams, on the phone, you name it. So it's been a great experience, man, and I'm so thrilled that you're still here. You're still a Cravenite, and you're still, because it's interesting. Not everyone has sticking power, stamina after such a long time, and it's not necessarily. I'm not saying I'm not saying bad about anybody, but I'm just saying, sometimes you take stock and you're like, wonder what happened to that person.
Yeah, I feel like
That kind of
people
stuff.
develop niches. Like you develop,
Yeah.
you hang out with some people, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it happens
Yeah.
naturally. You're just like,
Right.
hey, I enjoy this person's opinion. I like I like how they like how much fun we have when we're, on this stream. And then I think there's people that I think there's like it's okay to have different types of families, if you will. Like if I want to
Yeah.
if I want to say something a little bit more not negative, but like critical and let some curse words fly. I'm probably not gonna invite you on the stream. I'm just gonna be honest because I know you don't do those things and you're not a fan of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's you have the people you like to hang out with, but you're right. I've definitely seen channels where it's a big collaborative effort, but as the channel goes on, things change and you don't see this person anymore.
Yeah.
Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I know it's and it's kind of sad, but then you have people like you and Val and Jen, and I mean I'm gonna get in trouble naming names because there's gonna be people be like, you didn't say my name, and there's many that have been here and still here with us for so long, and Sarah and
Well, that's
you know
easy. That's because of you. I mean, who wouldn't want to be your
Aw.
friend this long, man? 2 years is
Aw.
nothing. You're gonna have to make a 3. You're gonna have to make a 5, a 10, eventually.
Oh, well, that's so kind, brother. Thank you. That's very
It's
kind.
true. We ain't going nowhere. You're stuck with us, for better or for worse, my friend.
Hey, man, I am happy. I am happy for that. Trust me, that is good news for me. I love that. I wouldn't trade you guys for anything, man. No.
That's good because we wouldn't take the trade. We'd deny it. Still be here.
Oh, declined. I love it, man. Sarah's has put Eric's channel in the chat. Bearded Entertainment. Be sure, guys, and go subscribe to Eric. He's got great content. Does some live streams. Does shorts. He'll do videos. You just never know. When he does fan films, watch parties. So be sure and subscribe to Eric's channel if you've not done so yet. I know there's around almost 50 people here. So please go and subscribe to Eric's channel, and let's show him that support for the community that he's shown all of us in the community.
I appreciate that, my friend.
You're welcome. My pleasure. All right, man. So Crafty Savers in the chat says, love your channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Glad you're here. And I want to say a blanket hello to the chat. Obviously, with 50 approximately 50 folks. It would take us 15 minutes, 20 minutes to go through and acknowledge everyone by name. So I'm not doing it to ignore you. In fact, I'm actually scrolling through the chat as I speak, and I'm seeing everyone's name that's left a comment. So I am aware you're here, and I want to say thank you for showing up tonight. This is great. All right. Now, we have a couple of super chats. So let's get to those right now. My good buddy over here, Oliver. What's up, Oliver? With a $5 super chat to start the stream. Says, we want stew. Well, Eric, this is the channel. This is the home of the self-professed conductor of the stew train. And this is the place to be if you are a stew truther, stew believer, and even if you're not, it's okay. It's a friendly place to be.
Oh yeah.
But if you are on the stew train, this is especially a fun place because, well, we can play clips like this and just enjoy it. Let's go, guys. Oliver, you asked for stew. I'm gonna give you stew right now for your super chat clip. All right, everybody, let's see those stew emojis. If you're a Cravenite, you've got the custom emojis. You've got Stu Mocker in your catalog of emojis. Let's see it, and let's watch the clip. Here we go.
Hi, it's Nancy Ann Ritter, the girl in bathroom from Scream, and I am on the stew train. Stew, stew!
Hello, listener. This is Mike Vaughn, and you're on the stew train.
Yeah,
Never get tired
baby.
of seeing that.
Never. It just gets me fired up, man. And look at Marcus, my good buddy Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times. What's up, dude? Get it up, man. That's right. Get it up, Stu. And I'll tell you something, man. We're just going to look. Let's just dive right in, Eric. Okay.
Mhm.
We're going. Well, hold on. Before we do that, hold on. Oliver, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. We got another super chat. Let me do that. Let me take care of all my super chat folks, because you guys, you go to the front. Lighting Ghost, what is up, my man? With a $2 super chat tonight. Thank you. Oh, how nice. Best channel and community. Wow, that's so nice, man. Thank you, buddy. That really does mean a lot to me. It's very encouraging. And, sometimes, you don't hear that a lot. And not that I necessarily need to hear it, but when you do hear it, it's really cool. It's a really nice thing. So Lighting Ghost, thank you so much. You know what? I think we need to celebrate the new emoji. What do you think, Eric?
I think it's a great time. It's not quite a yellow color, but I think it's still worth it.
It's not the yellow. That's right. Not the yellow color on this one, but that's okay. Everyone, let's get those spicy mustard emojis ready to go. If you're a Cravenite, if you're not a Cravenite, what are you doing? You can join right now, and then you can do it too. But if not, you can also do a hot dog emoji. All right, let's see. Here we go, guys. Let's see those new emojis and crank it up.
Do you feel the hunger tonight?
Yeah.
Are you a little hungry? I wanna be a hot dog. Be a hot dog tonight. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna take a bite.
I'm a hot dog.
If you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, then you can.
You can.
'Cause I'm a hot dog. Wow.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah, thanks, Lighting Ghost. Much appreciated.
I gotta look for the text message. I always get a text message after I sing that from my fiance.
Oh, that's right. Did she text you again? It's gonna be a riot if she did.
Dude, I'm waiting on it. I know it's coming. I know
That's
it's coming.
hilarious, dude.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny? Although that wasn't the color of mustard, look what happened as we were doing it.
I saw it. Yeah.
We got the yellow mustard right here. Alex, what's up, ALX? With a $10 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Supporting the channel tonight. Much appreciated. All right, Stephen, what year do you think Scream 5 takes place in? I do not think that it takes place in 2021, as the pandemic was happening then. Scream 5 made no references to the pandemic. That's true. That's true. And I think, now this is kind of me just thinking, Eric, and I want to get your opinion, but I part of me thinks they didn't acknowledge the pandemic that was going on because they didn't want to date it to a year.
Well, they did date it to a year in part 6. Because remember in part 6, they had the evidence board of all the old ghost faces. And it said Scream and Richie were both killed in 2000, or not Scream and Richie. Amber and Richie were both killed 2022.
So it was 2020. Okay, good call. Good call. There you go. I totally forgot about the murder board. Okay, so there you go. We have the definitive answer from Scream 6. 2022 is the year of Amber and Richie, or the events of Scream 5. Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. Because I knew that the events of Scream 6 took place a year in the movie, a year after.
Yeah, so it's 2023.
Yeah, it's 2023. So kind of it makes total sense. So great question, great answer. We got it solved. I like being able to definitively answer something, and that's perfect. There it is. Okay. Well, ALX, let's get you a clip again for your super chat. Eric, man, sometimes are you just, when you hear news like Nev Campbell's back, you hear news like Kevin Williamson's directing the friggin' movie, bro, it just puts you in a heavy metal mood. Like I want to just rock out, So we're gonna rock out together, man. Let's rock out with this clip for Alex's or ALX for your super chat. Here we go. Crank it up. That's all I can tell you is crank it up. Here we go.
Oh, wake up! Grab right foot, little wake up! Hot start, fade away the shaker! White leaf keep on the table! Create another table! Grab right foot, little wake up! Come on! Hot start, fade away the shaker! White leaf keep on the table! I don't think you, girl!
Wow. Dude, do you know something that's hilarious, Eric?
Oh.
I have played this now on multiple live streams for clips. I've got no copyright claim. It's so bad. The algorithm, which is hypersensitive, doesn't even pick it up, dude. That's how bad that version is. Think about that.
Oh, that's...
Woo! Yeah. In a metal mood.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Scott. Well, welcome, buddy. You came in just in time.
You're just in time for an amazing rendition of, what is that, Chop Suey? Is that the name of that one?
Yeah, I think
Chop
so.
Suey.
Yeah, system it down. Hey, and real quick, guys, now that we're already at 60 people and continuing to grow, I want to let everybody know and gosh, Eric, our time's going to be crazy. So short.
Yeah.
In like 40 minutes, we are going to be going over to my second channel. Yes, I have a second channel. And if you've not subscribed, please do so. We're going to be watching Eli Roth's Thanksgiving at 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. And the minute this stream ends, we're all going over to the Movie Bros. And I hope you'll all join us to watch Thanksgiving tonight. All right. So thank you, Mayanne, for continuing to post that. All right, guys. As Eric and I begin to talk, remember, Super Chats move to the front of the line. I'll make sure this stream does not end until every super chat is covered. Okay. So, Eric, here we go, man. You and I haven't not really had a one-on-one talk about this yet. So this is cool. First time.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've only talked maybe 2 people about it so far.
Yeah, man.
I made a short on my channel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even made a full video about it, but I am. It was a good day. It's a great time to be a Scream fan again.
Man, I'm telling you, Tuesday, and who would have thought Tuesday afternoon, like 2 o'clock, out of nowhere, just boom, it drops.
Man, so I got off work at 11 a.m. Got in bed around 11:30 a.m. My phone starts blowing up around 2 or 3, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I saw it and immediately like, I got to get up. Like, I'm not gonna have any sleep before work tonight, but I got to get up. So
yeah, that's right.
I got no more sleep before work that night. I jumped on a live stream on someone else's channel. We talked about it, and man, it's just been on cloud 9 since then.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, to see this headline, the Hollywood Reporter finally confirming Nev Campbell is back, but in the headline, it never mentions anybody but Nev. And then when you get into the article, it reveals that Kevin Williamson has signed on to direct the movie. And, you know, my theory on this, man, is that the movie has been in shambles since the end of the year with we know all that's happened.
Yeah.
You know, Melissa's terminated. We lose Jenna. We lose Christopher Landon, which broke my heart. And, you know, the movie's kind of like, it's still going to get done. There was never a doubt about that. It was just, what are they going to do and who's going to do it and all that. But I think Kevin Williamson, man, perhaps, this is just my own idea. I wouldn't be surprised if he said, you know what, this is my creation. You know, Wes and I created this thing together, made this happen together. I can't stand it. I got to rescue it. I got to save this. And I think he might have went and said, look, I want to direct it. Sign me up. I want to direct this movie. I'm going to get the ship righted in terms of the story, execution. And by the way, Nev Campbell needs to be in this film. It needs to get done. I really wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of how it went down.
No, I wouldn't either. And you're absolutely right. And obviously Wes Craven, we think of Wes Craven when we think this franchise, but like,
yes,
he wrote the script and got it to Wes. So
that's right.
This whole thing, the Scream as we know it, does not exist without Wes Craven, obviously.
Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't exist without Kevin Williamson, because he had to have the idea for the script to, you know, an idea for the story to even start to kick this thing off. And I'm thrilled because everyone likes to say he's part of 5 and 6. He had zero creative control in 5.
Yeah. No.
When you there's been some people even, I think, mistaken what his credits actually are on 5 and 6 and say that he was a writer. He wasn't. If you look, it says writer, but it's based on characters by, because he created the characters. Like,
that's right.
And that's huge. Like, you think about it, like, that's why he needs to be directing. He created the characters. Like, the story, the initial story that you've built on, you know, 5 and 6 were built on 1 through 4. He came up with those. Obviously, Wes and, you know, Aaron Kruger had some to do with it and stuff like that. But this thing doesn't kick off if not for him. So I am beyond thrilled that he's coming back in a creative role.
Bingo.
Because, you know, he's not just going to direct pages he gets. You know, being the amazing writer he is, he's going to get those and be like, no, we're changing this. We're changing this. And he has so much, as a director, he has a great amount of control over what actually gets on the screen.
That's right.
So
he does.
And, you know, I was called back to that interview that Radio Silence put out, where they're like, we're not involved. Like, we get the script, they write it, and then we shoot it. he's not going to be that way.
No.
He's going to see even if he gets a script and he wasn't involved in the initial writing process, he's going to look at it and say, okay, well, we got to change this. We got to shoot it this way. And I think he'll do it justice.
Yes. Yes, indeed, man. There's not going to be, I don't think we're going to see a lot of these scripting holes that we saw in the last two, especially 6. And
oh boy,
I'm telling you, man, I think seriously, and again, it's speculation here on my part. I admit this, but I have a hunch that James Vanderbilt had a lot to do with that stuff because he was the chief writer. And I mean, and it so frustrated me because I love Guy Busick, his writing, like Ready or Not. You watch Ready or Not. That is a solidly written movie.
it's so good.
It's
I mean, and
so
that's the
good.
movie that got them Scream 6 or Scream 5.
It did. I mean, and Guy Busick's written Abigail. It's coming out in April. We'll see how that looks, but it looks good. So, but here's my thing. I've never been a James Vanderbilt fan per se, and one of the big things that really rubbed me the wrong way is when he would do interviews, and I've seen at least 2 or 3
I've seen
with
several.
Guy Busick, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
And they're together on Zoom, like we're doing. And there would be a question asked by Radio Silence or the interviewer, and Guy Busick was going to answer the question. And what does James Vanderbilt do? He jumps in, shuts Guy down, and answers it himself. Doesn't even let Guy talk. Guy just sits there and looks at the camera. And I hate that, dude. That just drives me nuts. And
there's some specific times, like very specific questions that he wouldn't let Guy answer, and one of them is a very important question because I know you've seen the interviews too. So there's always an interviewer. If you could bring back anyone, alive or dead, who would it be? And Guy just simply like breathes out, getting ready, and James Vanderbilt's like, I'm not going to let him say it.
Yeah.
Not going to let him say it because if he says it, they're going to expect it. And they're just having fun. And I'm not going to lie. Here's the thing. Between the two, Guy Busick, James Vanderbilt, you look at their filmography as writers. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying James Vanderbilt makes not as good movies. He makes different types of movies.
They're different.
Like he makes Spider-Man, he makes action, he makes stuff like that. Whereas if you look at Guy Busick, he's Ready or Not. What else has he worked
on? Didn't he do the murder mystery Adam Sandler movies? Wasn't that?
No,
guy?
that was James.
That was James. Oh, what am I forgetting?
Is Guy Busick also? He's also he wrote some of Castle Rock, I believe, TV series. Ready or Not, Santa Gets Evil, Watch Over Me, Desire. The thing is horror. If you look at Guy Busick and it's horror, like it's horror thriller. That's what Guy Busick writes. It's what he's always written. James Vanderbilt has always written more action-oriented stuff, action comedy. I just think Guy Busick is a better option if you're only going to have one of them. And
yeah, me too.
And Guy Busick is on the Stew Train, so
that's the other thing. And for those who may not know, he is Castle Rock. That's right. He is that's the other thing too. He's written the new Final Destination film that's coming out.
Oh yeah, and so but if you look, that's what almost everything he's written is horror.
It is Abigail's horror, Phyllis Destination, Final Destination's horror. The guy, and I'm telling you right now, man. When I saw this picture here, let me see.
Is it from Nev's Instagram?
Yeah,
that's the one I got sent. Oh, look at that!
Look at that, man. When it says written by Guy Busick, they already dropped James out of it. and story by James and Guy. So it's like giving that tribute, to
Well,
James. James,
it's just like I
yeah,
said there a second ago, Kevin Williamson gets a
right.
written by characters
That's
created.
right.
So he'll get credit because he was part of building
hmm
5 and 6. But
That's right.
in terms of where it goes forward, there's nothing saying he's going to have creative control over that.
Oh no, he's already moved on. They said directing Nuremberg. He's already he's working on directing in a movie right now. So he's
Nice.
gone. He's
And you did
out.
see that came out on the 12th. Like the script, the
Yes,
script was dated the 12th.
the 12th, right there. So a revision, literally on the date of the announcement. So that means that there's rewrites being done, updates being done.
And that's a fresh script too. You can tell.
hmm
I've been in shows, I've been in movies. A script does not look like that after 2 days. After you read through it, it does not look. Pages are crinkled. You got notes everywhere. You got tabs sticking out. That's a new
Yeah,
script.
yeah, yeah, man.
I don't think this. If I'm being honest, I don't think the script is fully complete yet.
Yeah, it may not be. I mean, it could be 80%, 90%, whatever.
I think it's probably complete in that way. I don't think it's complete as in they need maybe another draft or two.
hmm hmm Well, I think now that Kevin's been named director, I'm sure he's going through that page by page with a marker and he's just looking for anything he wants to note, to change or add or remove, to tighten it up, man, to tighten the
Mhm.
story up. And this is exciting stuff. I mean, and here's the other thing I want to address, man. And, something here on the channel, those of you who've been here or part of this channel for a while know this, but it bears worth repeating. Um, I don't, on this channel, I stay away from politics. I don't get into drama. I don't get into any of that stuff. The purpose of this channel is to be an encouraging, positive place where we celebrate the good in things. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to call out things that we don't like because we've done that already tonight. But there's certain things we're not going to get into. So when it comes to the whole Melissa issue, I'm not getting into any specifics about that. All right. But one thing I do want to say is this. There's been some folks that have engaged with me on social media. And when I posted, yeah, I mean, you have to, okay. And when I posted the link on Tuesday to the live stream, because when the news broke about it, to talk about it, I actually had people that I don't know who they are. They were like, one of their names was like, was it Justice for Melissa or something, whatever. They messaged me, man, on social media. They posted and said, how dare you celebrate this movie with all what happened to Melissa? And one other person said, how can you celebrate Scream 7 and you've got Wes Craven's name in your channel name? And I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm going to say it like this. And I want to make this very clear, and I mean this from my heart. Like, I think she should have been fired? No. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm just not going to get any more details. Doesn't matter. All right. But that's my personal opinion. No. But there's a sect, and I call them a group of toxic fans. I think they are actual toxic fans. And their feeling, Eric, is that you have to either support Melissa and boycott this movie, or you support Nev and then you are dumping all over Melissa, right?
Yeah.
Here's
That's
the
pretty
issue.
much what I got.
You get that too. Okay. Here's the thing, and I'm not trying to get too heady and or anything else, but there is a logical fallacy called the law of the excluded middle. And if the people that hold this position of you either have to support Melissa or you either support Nev. You can't do both. That is a logical fallacy, because what that means is they are positioning that this is an either or proposition. And the reality, Eric, is it's not either or.
No.
It can be both. So I can fully believe and support Melissa and believe she was wronged. And I can fully support Nev Campbell and be excited that, guess what? Her wrong was righted. She's getting paid.
Yeah.
These
And
same people, why aren't they celebrating Nev getting messed over in 6, right?
yeah, that was a correlation that I made in order to try to prove there was a middle, because I pointed
Yeah.
out to several people, Melissa fully recognized during the production of 6 that she stood with Nev,
Yeah.
and her decision to not come back because she felt that she was being underpaid. I'm like, okay, she didn't not be in the movie. She didn't quit. She stayed
Right.
there, but still she supported Nev. So
That's
that
right.
proves you can do the movie and still support the other person. So
Absolutely.
and for me, it came down to this, and this is pretty much what I started telling people toward the end, because it was just I was done having the debate. I'm like, I'm almost 34 years old, and about 22 of those years have been a fan of Scream. No one who just started liking Scream 3 to 4 years ago is going to tell me I can't be excited about Scream 7 and Sidney Prescott. No
Heck
one.
no. No way.
No.
No. I mean, yeah, I mean, the fact that Nev is getting paid what she feels she's worth, we should be celebrating that.
Yeah.
We should be
Yeah,
saying this is
that's a huge
great.
step.
It's a huge step. And so that's all I'm going to say on that. I don't, yeah, we're not going to be focusing on negative stuff here, but I just thought it was worth us at least addressing it, because,
Elephant in the room.
yeah, it is, and a lot of people think about it and don't want to talk about it. But the reality is you can fully support Melissa, and you can also fully support the movie.
Yeah.
You can do both. You can do both at the same time. And guys, look here. Russell's coming in with a 4-month channel anniversary. Thank you,
Nice.
Russell. That's awesome, man. So I just popped in to say hi. Well, I'm glad you dropped in, my friend. And thank you for your 4 months now of faithful support to the channel. Means the world, man. Thank you, Russell. You're helping to make a difference, brother. Appreciate it. All right. So, okay. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, buddy. There you go, man. And listen, I think it's, and again, not to get on a high horse or anything, but I think that all of us here who are content creators, like Marcus, that I shot him 6 times, great channel, great guy, great friend. Eric with his channel. I think, Destin, I could just go on and on.
There's a ton of us.
There's so many now that are content creators that when I first met them had no channels, and that's pretty darn cool too. But either way, I think it kind of bestows on us a responsibility to help remind people of these truths, and that we don't have to get into the weeds to make the point like we just did now. That don't take your animosity about what happened to Melissa out on the wrong people, like like Nev Campbell. Nev Campbell is a working actor. She is not, you got to remember, and Matthew Lillard says it all the time on those convention panels. Like, these aren't Tom Hanks. These aren't Tom Cruise, who never have to be in work another day of their life. These are blue collar workers. They're blue collar actors.
Yeah.
I mean, this is their livelihoods, guys. And you get a chance to come to work on a Scream film that you started when you were 23, 22, 23 years old. And so anyway, I guess I'm just saying that the more positive perspective, I guess, Eric, we can, as creators, we can put on this, to explain that you can do both. It's okay. You know, you don't have to be toxic. Now, unfortunately, the real toxic people are going to be that way because they want to be.
Yeah.
And that's
There are people who just live
yeah,
to be negative.
right. And Scott, you can make a good point too. Nev did go to bat for Melissa, so she's not the bad guy here.
From what I understand, Nev actually set up coordinated a meeting between Spyglass and Melissa after this happened, after Melissa was fired, so that to try to right some wrongs. And I think that's after that is when we heard that Melissa apparently said she wouldn't come back unless Spyglass is out of the picture. So I think Nev fully supports Melissa. At the end of the day, though, anyone who says that, I would ask them, would you quit your job right now if they did something, if they fired one of your coworkers? Because that's essentially what you're saying. Is, hey, this is your livelihood, this is your job. Are you going to quit it because they did something to this person? So, man, yeah, it's unfortunate that the news has had such a negative shift. And it's honestly, I mean, and like you said, no, not political, but it's even gotten worse than that.
Yeah.
To pure hatred in some aspects, which is unfortunate. But I prefer to look at the positive side of these things.
Yep, me too, man. Me
Do you
too.
have anything you'd like anywhere? I know we're getting low on time, so I just had one question for you
Yeah.
Where do you want the story to go? Best scenario you could think of. Where do you want the story to go?
Yeah. Wow. So it's funny because I'm working on tomorrow. I'll be releasing a video where I'm talking about my wish list, my new wish list of people, both on camera and behind the camera, that I want to see return. And some of that plays into the storyline, but I will tell you this: I'm hoping that next week we get an announcement. Again, the news is going to start coming out regularly now. We're going to start, here's another cast member that's back. Here's another new cast member, or here's where we're going to be filming. I'm going to be putting out a wish list video tomorrow, but I will just give you a sneak peek on one person, and that person is Patrick Dempsey, and I really want him back as Kincaid, and I want him in this movie with Sydney. So the storyline for me would be, again, Sydney front and center, focused again on her. And she's got a family, obviously. So there's, you can easily get to her by getting to the family or threatening the family. Then the question I have is, are we going to have a split? Because remember, the original intention from what we heard for 7 was that it was going to be Nev. Like 50% of the story was Nev, Sam, and Tara were the other 50% or whatever, and they were going to be kind of like concurrent running throughout the movie. The question I have is, did Guy take that basic idea and formula and just revise it so that whatever new cast members are coming in will have they'll be a focal point, and then Nev will be her focal point? I don't know, but I'm hoping we get some more information on that. For me personally, though, Eric, I would love it to be just focused on Sydney. That's just me personally. Sydney, Mark, Gail, and make this a throwback. I mean, a Wes Craven feeling of a Scream movie, like the old days, where Sydney, yeah, Sydney's her aggressive fighter, survivor self, and Gail is actually got fire underneath her. Gail's actually like she was in 2, 1, 2, and 3, heck, even 4. You know,
She had some grit in 4.
she had grit in 4. She went rogue, even as she told you, "I'm going rogue." And I mean, that's what I want to see, man. That's what I want to see personally.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this is the time. It's Eric. It's the time that Stu Macher makes his return. I want to see him revealed to us, the audience, about at least halfway through the movie. The characters don't know he's there. We do, though. But he's got 2 other ghost faces that are doing a lot of the murdering, and we don't know who they are. That's the murder mystery. He's leading them, but we don't know who they are. They're the ones that we have to do the murder mystery. We got to figure out, are they in the friend group? Or are they not in the friend group? You know what I mean? Who are they? So
Yeah.
that's the shortest version I can say for time of what I want to see. How about you though? Because we talked the other day. You said you had.
I got something I really want to see. It's not really a theory, but it's something I think I really want to see. Okay, so obviously 5 and 6 mirrored 1 and 2. And I was thinking, I don't hate everything about that idea. Like, I liked the college New York scenario. What I didn't like was how much they copied the rest of it,
Right.
Killers being the same thing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, well, what was 3? 3 was movie production in LA. And then I was thinking about some of the other things I did not like about 6. And one of them was Gail not writing the book about Dewey.
Yeah.
That she said she was going to do. So what I thought, I was like, what if after the events of 6, she came to her senses and she wrote the book about Dewey? And in 7, they're not making a stab movie. They're making a movie about Dewey Riley.
Oh.
So we get that. We get a production, or maybe like a limited series or something. They're developing this. And you never know. They could be developing it somewhere where Sidney Prescott is. But Sidney and Gail would play what Dewey did on 3. He was the technical advisor because he lived through these events, right?
Yeah. Right.
And it would be a way for us to get more Dewey because Gail, we could see home movie clips. Like Gail could be literally like working with the guy who's playing Dewey, like letting him know this is the kind of man he was. And we could get some really good emotional scenes from Gail and Sidney while they're watching these things being made, like remaking their core memories with Dewey.
Oh wow, that's great, man. I like it.
And I want a phone call toward the end to Gail. And it's pretending to be some fan talking about her new book. And I want it when it switches, you know how the Ghostface calls go. They're nice until they aren't.
Right.
And as it gets toward the end, I want Ghostface to be, I really liked your book about Dewey, but you got some things wrong. And then I want Ghostface to just say, did you really think Amber killed Dewey?
Oh.
And it cuts. It cuts. Like the call is gone, right? That sets up, hey,
wow,
Amber did not kill Dewey.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe there's some suspicion. I definitely want Patrick Dempsey back because I think it would be great for Ghostface could be someone from Patrick. He's a detective. He's put, you got to think, countless people away.
Yep.
What if he put someone away? They got out. And while they are attacking Sidney, they don't care about Sidney. They want to get revenge on Detective Kincaid. That's something we've never seen in a Ghostface.
Interesting. Okay.
So
That's
we
true.
get a new motive for Ghostface, which we haven't had in a while. 4 was 2011, last time we had a new Ghostface motive. So you got a new Ghostface motive. We can bring Stu in because what I think would be awesome is one of the actors in the series, or one of, like, maybe a stunt guy. Give the stunt guy some love. Is actually the Ghostface. We don't know it. And Patrick Dempsey shows up on set a couple times, and you see this person just kind of shying away from Patrick Dempsey, um, kind of like Debbie Salt in part 2. You know, like they're just shying away whenever he's there, but they're on screen together. And then, you know, once the reveal happens, you can have that it click in his head. Okay, I know you from somewhere. But like I said, Sydney's being attacked, but she's not the target, because that's the thing I always hear is like, how many people can go after Sidney Prescott?
Right.
Well, they're going after Detective Kincaid. Sidney Prescott's just how they're going to get to him.
That's interesting, dude. That is a very interesting approach to not even make it about Sydney. She's there to help because, again, her family's being targeted, not her.
Well, she's still forefront, like she's front and center of the movie, and she's being attacked. But like at the end of the day, just like Jill said, I mean, or Ghostface said to Sydney, like, you think this story's about you, and it's, you know, it's kind of isn't, even though she's the main character, she's the star.
Yeah,
I think it would be a breath of fresh air because we're getting away from the normal Ghostface motives. All I know, and I heard people say this before 6, and then somehow they loved 6. Don't have it be like a family member of a past victim or a long lost second cousin twice removed. Don't do that. Like, and you know who, someone that wouldn't write that is Kevin Williamson, someone who can write and is fresh. So I think he has the ability to give us something we've never seen before in a Scream film. And also a callback to part 3. Sorry, I completely skipped the video of Randy. We could get a video of Dewey, because Dewey kind of gave us the rules in part 5. Like, Mindy did, but when they were sitting there, when Richie and Sam were sitting there, Dewey gave them the rules.
Yep,
so
he sure did.
I think it would be awesome if we got videos of Dewey, or a video of Dewey showing off, like, or not showing off, but just saying. And I wanted it for part 6. Him saying, you know, after his call with Sydney, saying, I'm going to help these people, but I just want you to know if I don't make it out of this one, you know.
Yeah.
Just saying. We could get Dewey back. Dewey's dead. Like, I'm sorry, anyone who says he's not. Dewey's dead. Like,
he's definitely dead unless you go back and do a Saw 10 approach and put this movie between 4 and 5. But
did you see the Perry Normanoff thing?
Huh?
Did you see the Perry Normanoff thing?
Yeah.
That happened
Jen
earlier?
Warner alerted me to that whole deal today. And
what do you think? You think there's something there?
It's very suspicious. I will say that, because she's like, she found the video, and Perry was like, I'm really feeling. She makes some comment like, I'm willing to bet you that they're going to be doing a new Nightmare approach for, like, she's really confident. And then she posted a link to the video for us in the chat, in the thread, and it was already pulled.
It's private. It's set to private now.
Private.
The only reason that, so my immediate thought was, well, maybe because, you know, when you upload a video to YouTube, so, you know, you have the option to say private, scheduled, or whatever. My thought was like, well, maybe she meant to upload it as private initially, but she accidentally just went ahead and published it. But then I'm like, it was up for an hour, though. That's something you recognize within a few minutes, because you start getting likes, you start getting comments, and especially she's got a huge channel. So having it up for an hour, she'd probably know that, oh, this was, I meant, you know, this went public. And honestly, I'm also doubting that she uploads her own videos. She's a huge channel. I'm betting she has a staff.
She's got a team, and it could be as simple as the team messed up and it was supposed to go out tomorrow. She may have had she may have
that was my thought.
Standard. Yeah. So we got to be careful not to read, you know, too much into that as factual. It could be as simple as that. She's like, hey, no, you messed up, Joe. That's supposed to go out on Monday. But at the same time, it's curious that it happened, and it really does make you think. Because the other side of the conspiracy theory side is, oh gosh, the studio was like, you need to take this down because like she's really plugged into,
Yeah, and she's one of
the
the
industry.
she's the person who interviewed Radio Silence and was just like, I'm sorry, I have to do this. It's crazy we're still having this debate, but Stu Macher is dead, right? Like that's literally how she phrased the question. She said, but Stu Macher is dead, right? And I just thought, and nothing against her, but I'm just like, the phrasing of that question is, it's not even a question. You're not questioning it. You're saying, this is my opinion. Right. Am I right? Which is not a good way to answer a question. And I'm like, even if he was, they're not going to say he's alive. Why would they do that? There's literally no benefit to them saying, yeah, he's alive. But anyways, yes, that's her. So she's big. I forget how to say her last name.
It's like Perry Nimroff, I believe. Yeah, Perry Nimroff is how I think it's pronounced. But
Nimroff, yeah.
I think it's Nimroff. Perry. What's the first name again?
Perry.
Perry Nimroff. Yeah, that's right.
And she's a pretty big channel. She's closing in on like 47,000.
Big time. Well, and she does like sometimes if you go to the movies, she's before the movie comes on, they have those articles, interviews. She's interviewing cast members on screen in person, and they're playing her interviews, and so she's very plugged in to the business.
Yeah.
So So yeah, she says Jen gave the language here that was in the article, said that she would put money on it, that it's going to be a new Nightmare format. That's what she said. That's pretty strong.
But she also thinks Stu Macher's dead, so she's been wrong before.
True. That is very true. And I really think Stu's going to be in it, man. I think this is the movie.
It's the time to do it. I think you've got all the elements you need. You got Kevin Williamson. You got Sidney Prescott.
Yep.
And you're going to have Gale Weathers. She hasn't been announced yet, but let's just be honest. You're going to have Gale Weathers. You're going to have Gale Weathers. There's very few. Courtney Cox, what you said earlier about these not being like Tom Cruise and stuff, Courtney Cox is the exception to that. She makes enough off of Friends residuals every year to live comfortably for the rest of her life.
Yeah, that's different.
The only thing she does are things she wants to do, and she likes Scream. I mean, let's be honest, she's done 6 of them now. She's one of 2 cast members to be in all 6 movies. So I think she's going to keep on, she's going to hold on with that. So
yeah, I think so. And real quick before we head out, Jen says Jamie Kennedy cut his hair and has trimmed his beard way back. Well, that's interesting. Now that would lead credence into the new Nightmare scenario, man. I don't know.
I think it was either Destin or Marcus that had a theory that they would do a new Nightmare route, and they talked about this months ago.
Yeah,
a new Nightmare route and have a convention setting, because all these people go to the Comic-Cons and stuff, or not Comic-Cons, but the horror conventions. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, that would work, like, because they're all going to be there.
They could stalk them in their hotel rooms,
and you wouldn't have to worry. You wouldn't have to worry about like any CGI making them look different, because it's not about the characters.
No,
it's about the actors, and obviously they've aged. They look different now. Here's the question, though: how much of the series, of the franchise? Because there was a difference with New Nightmare. Because New Nightmare, Nancy was only ever in what, 3 movies, I think, or 2.
Nancy, you said?
Yeah.
She was in, let me think here. She was in Nightmare 1, Nightmare 3, New Nightmare, 3 movies.
Yeah, but in New Nightmare, she's not Nancy. She's
herself.
She's herself. Heather Langenkamp.
Correct.
The difference being, like, Gale, for instance, Courtney Cox she's been in all 6 movies. So like, and But I would love for Roger L. Jackson to take a more front seat, like a more on-screen approach.
Oh,
It'd be so cool to see
that
him.
would
Like,
be.
yeah, because you think of Ghostface as this menacing person, then all of a sudden Roger steps out with his cane and is like, "Hi, what's going on? How you doing?"
Yeah. I love it, man. Hey guys, real quick, and we're about to head over to the Movie Bros React channel. We're gonna all watch Thanksgiving, and my buddy Michael, who I have the channel with, has never seen it, so it'll be his first time watch. It's gonna be a great time. But Sarah Campbell has gifted a membership, guys. That's so kind of you, Sarah. Thank you. Let's see who got that membership here, if I can find out who got that. Hey, it went to the Drusif. Welcome, Drew. Back in the fold again of the inner circle. All right, man. Thank you, Sarah. That's so nice of you to do that. I really appreciate that, helping the community to continue to grow. All right. Well, guys, this has been amazing. Eric, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I know it was short, but it was at least a start for what's to come.
With production ramping up, and that's another thing I noticed. I don't know if you noticed this, but it's a good change. On IMDb, Scream 7 changed from in development to pre-production.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's go.
So now, pre-production means you know what you're doing. You just got to find the people, places.
Yeah.
Whereas in development means you're trying to figure out the story. You're trying to figure more things out. Pre-production happens when you just got to get the thing. So it's a good change. So now that it's in pre-production, man, we're going to have so many more of these.
Ooh, man, it's going to start pouring out. So guys, make sure you're subscribed here to Craving Something Scary. Hit the bell icon and make sure you have all notifications turned on to all, because you're going to want to be informed as soon as this stuff breaks. I'll be going. Usually I go live to talk about it within an hour or two of it hitting the news, and then I'll do follow-up videos. And hey, real quick, Scott Royston just gifted a membership here before we head out. Thank you so much, Scott. That's also very sweet and kind of you. And let's see who got that membership. That went to M. Jackson. Welcome, M. Jackson, to the inner circle of the Cult of Craven. It's great to have you in the community. Enjoy your custom emojis and all the perks that come with your membership. And Scott, Scott just gifted another membership here. That's awesome, Scott. Thank you.
He wants to keep the stream going.
He wants to keep it going. I think so. This one goes to Justin Smith. All right. Justin, welcome. Welcome to the inner circle. Yeah, inner circle, man, of the Cult of Craven. Thanks to Scott Royston and his generosity of donating another membership. That's awesome. All right, guys. I know we're like 70 people, but we're going to be heading over right now to the Movie Bros React. That's my second channel. And we're going to be watching. It's right here. Oh, actually, that's not the right. That's not the right thing I'm looking for. Sorry. Where is it at?
Sarah just posted. It'll be the very bottom.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. So, guys, everyone, I would love all 70 plus of you to come watch Thanksgiving. It's on Netflix. I just verified it. It's still there now, at least in America. If you have a membership to Netflix in the USA, it's free. It's on there. I've got it literally right now queued up in Netflix. So come on and join us, and we're going to watch the movie. And I would love for you all to be there and so you can see Michael, my buddy Michael, my partner. He's the other movie bro with me. His first time reaction. Eric, you know how he is with slashers. He's
more of a Star Wars guy.
He's more of a Star Wars guy, yeah, big time. But Eric, real quick, thank you, man, for being here tonight. I appreciate it. more to come. We're going to do this again where we have a little more time.
Yeah, of
and
course. Thanks for
won't
having
be
me.
well, you're very welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to Eric's channel. I know the the link to his channel is here in the chat as
It's
well.
in there, yeah.
Yep, there it is. Bearded Entertainment. Just click that, hit subscribe, and the bell icon, and you're in business. All right. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and take off and head over to the Movie Bros React because it's time to watch Thanksgiving. I am ready and pumped. It's going to be awesome. So, guys, we're going to leave it there. Eric, I'm going to go ahead and take off after my clip plays, so that way, because I'm already 8 minutes late. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, sorry. Scream talk, you know how it goes.
It's not your fault, man. Believe me, I get it. If I didn't make myself leave now, we'd go another 30 minutes. And that's so easily. Easily. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Again, thank you, my moderators. Thank you, Sarah, Scott, for gifting. Thanks for all who gave us super chat and channel membership anniversaries. Thanks you to every one of you and to everyone else who came and hung out as we had over 70 people. That was an amazing stream. More to come. Stay tuned. I'll see you over at the Movie Bros React right now. Bye, guys.